competition is an activity involving multiple parties that are attempting to achieve an exclusive goal, one which cannot be held in common or shared among the parties, and in which there are some set of rules, guidelines, or constraints on the means of participating and achieving this goal. Sports also teach athletes important values that they can carry throughout any challenges in their lives, such as discipline, time management, work ethics, aggression, competitive edge, attitude, and strength. As in sports, competition is an incentive of companies to excel, thereby fostering innovative diversity of supply and attractiveness prices for consumers and business alike. Competition thus stimulates growth and generates substantial benefits for the community. And there are some benefits of competitive sports. First one, it encourages higher standards of achievement. Second one, it builds discipline. Third one, it develops physical activity. And the last one, it builds teamwork. Commitment. This has been identified as an important factor for athletic success. Throughout the sports psychology literature, commitment is cited as necessary component underlying persistence, motivation, and achieving goals in sport. One of the unknown writers says that commitment is a volitional psychological bond reflecting dedication to and responsibility of a particular target regardless of what. Awareness simply defines as consciousness or knowledge of a situation. In sport, being aware will give you an insight into your belief and whether they are positive or holding you back. And if you're aware, then this will give you a knowledge. And if you have knowledge, then you know what you need to do and to the direction you need to go to make changes to improve and be successful. Awareness also promotes an understanding of opportunities to get involved in sport and physical activity. It highlights opportunities for person of all abilities to participate in sports, become an athlete, and go as far as their ability and motivation will take them. Avoidance. Performing in front of others can be a daunting prospect. Athlete may feel the pressure to perform up to a certain standard but crumble. According to the work of Gross and John in 2003, there are two techniques towards regulating emotion that are namely cognitive repressal and expressive suppression. Cognitive repressal or situation modification is a strategy whereby an individual thinks about a situation to change its emotional impact. This is according to Gross and John in 2003. And the other one is hedonic or instrumental kind of motivation. Hedonic approach is the motivation to turn a negative event or emotion into a relatively stable level of happiness. And this is according to Tamir on 2009. Character. Sports naturally develops what we might call performance character traits. These are traits such as grit, resilience, and self-discipline. These are what researchers calls willing values, the mental, emotional, and behavioral attributes that drive performances in an achievement activity. Fundamental opinions of character definitions are different, but a good generation definition of character seems to be an attempt to continually improve, a willingness to give up all for a cause, and sacrificing without expectation. This is according to Rod in 2006. This particular definition encompasses both moral and social aspect of characters. Centering works by narrowing your focus and attention to one thing at a time and limiting extraneous thoughts and distractions. Centering is one of the four techniques described by Robert Nidever by facilitating entry into the zone, and other being self-hypnosis, improving consecration, and developing faith. It is a breathing technique designed to produce physical balance and mental focus. Centering in this sense also involves a long deep breath from the stomach rather than the chest, followed by the maximum exhalation leading to relaxation. The next step involves also refocusing attention, This is a research by Lisa Rogerson and Dennis Haikaiko into the effectivity of centering in an ice hockey found this was an important ingredient of improving performance, especially when we combine self-talk. So while its significance is quite different, also according to Jean Piaget in 1896 to 1980, used the similar concept of consecration when describing the tendency of children in pre-operational stage of developing about 18 months to 7 years old of age to concentrate on one aspect of the problem at a time. So it's really a big help in a sports field. Celebrities. Celebrities are well known throughout the media for nothing in particular, where areas that truly famous are in some ways deserving of an individual. Recognition, writes by David Giles in 2000 Psychological Study of Fame and Celebrity. We all know that engaging a well-known celebrities in the field of sports has done a lot of impact and influences in every audience life. This could also be the best way of advertising unlimitedly in the real world of sports. So the level of partnership increases in return a good cost received. Above all, modeling of celebrities must still have the thin line standard benefited at all age level. So still delete wise on it. Cause. Something that gives rise to an action or chain of actions. Featuring the research and quotes of NCAA 2008 Olympic study coaching legends and the journals. There is a survey that happens here, but before going to the survey, let me tell you that 90% of student athletes said that coaching staff is very important in determining which college to attend. So the leading cause of burnout in higher level teenage athletes is the poor communication. And according to National Association of College and Employers study in 2014, we see here a survey that problem solving skills reaches only 70%, while ability to work in a team reaches 71%, strong work ethics reaches 72%, analytical or quantitative skills 73%, leadership skills reaches out 76%, but communication skills is 77%. So it shows here the difference between um, the cause the main cause of having the burnout of a teenage athlete, specifically in college level. Brain waves. The brain has billions of neurons, and each individual neurons connects on average to the thousands of others. Communication happens when them through small electrical currents that travel along the neurons and throughout the enormous network of brain circuits. When all of these neurons are activated, they produce electrical process. Visualize a wave rippling through the crowd at a sports arena. And this synchronized electrical activity result is what we call the brain waves. So we can see the example here of the human brain waves as the images occur. Body shame. It has become the norm of criticizing aspect to our body as some part of bonding experiences with friends. If we all hate our bodies, it somehow makes us feel as connected and united. Body shaming or criticizing yourself or others because of some aspect of physical appearances can lead to vicious cycle or judgmental and criticism. We all know that body shame manifested in many ways. The first one, criticizing our own appearance through a judgment or comparison to another person. Another one is criticizing another's appearances in front of them. Third one, criticizing others' appearance without their knowledge. So, body image is a term that can be used to describe how we think and feel about our bodies. Our thoughts and feelings about our bodies can impact us throughout our lives, affecting more generally the way we feel about ourselves and our mental health and well being. And how does body shame affect mentally our mental health? Having body image concern is a relatively common experience and it's not a mental health problem in and of itself. However, it has been a risk factor of a mental health problem. Research had found that higher body satisfaction is associated with a poorer quality of life, psychological distress, and the risk of unhealthy behavior and eating disorder. Body satisfaction and appreciation has been linked to a better overall well-being and a fewer unhealthy dieting behaviors. According to Mental Health Foundation, over a third percent of adults have felt anxious and depressed because and the concerns of their body images. Body mass index, or what we call BMI. BMI is an attempt to quantify the amount of tissues mass, such as muscles, fat, and bone, in an individual and then categorize that person as underweight, normal weight, overweight, or obese, based on the value of the result. BMI stands for Body Mass Index and is a measure of height to weight. It does not take any consideration into an age or a gender. Therefore, it is not the most reliable measure for obesity. It is, however, the good rule of thumb tool when trying to determine your health risk associated with weight. Maintaining normal range of BMI is very important on any athlete because this will determine the effectiveness as well as their healthiness in the field of sports. They must never lower down the rope of discipline and exercise and able to maintain it regularly and effectively. Body language. Sports is all about the body movements and nonverbal communication. Teammates have to read each other cues, while competitors have to stake their claim and show nonverbal cross. Body language is defined as the nonverbal communication between two individuals or as a group individuals through physical behavior such as limb movements, facial expression, and eye movements and other bodily gestures and postures. Body image. Body image refers on how a person or an individual sees their own body and how attractive they feel themselves to be. Many people have concerns about their body image. These concerns often focus on weight, skin, hair, or the shape or size of their certain body part. However, the body image does not only stem from what we see in the mirror. According to the National Eating Disorder Association or NIDA, a range of belief experiences and generalizations also contribute this factor. Body image refers to a person's emotional attitude, beliefs, and perceptions of their own body. Expert describes trusted sources complex emotional experiences. Body image also relates to what a person believes about their appearance, how they feel about their body, height, weight, and shape. And when a person has a positive body image, they understand that there is a sense of self worth does not depend on their appearance at all. And the last one, how they sense and control their body as they move. ANOVA, an acronym for Analysis of Variance, a statistical method in which the variation in a set of observation is divided into distinct elements for the purposes of identifying relationship between phenomena such as the effect of exercise activity on mood states in different personality types. The method has been in use since 1960s. In statistical terms, is measurable quantity equal to the square of the standard deviation. Androgyny is defined as the opposite characteristic between the gender and the appearance. In our society, specifically in sports, it is being understood as an ideal mean to maintain health according to the SICA in 2015. And in conclusion, the androgynous behavior in sports science faculties influence the sports characteristic in some many ways. The alcoholism simply defines as continued excessive or compulsive use of alcoholic drinks. The use of alcohol widespread in the realm of sports. Consumption ranges from the weekend warrior guzzling a beer after completing a 5K run to elite athletes pumping champagne in the locker room after a championship win. Alcohol is often used as a means of celebration or relaxation, and athletes frequently consume drinks without much thought of the acute and chronic effects on performances and their own health. So these are the chronic effects of alcohol. Heavy intake of alcohol can also lead to nutritional deficiencies. Athlete requires a sound nutrition plan to promote optimal athletic performance and may already be at a higher risk of nutritional deficiencies than their non-athlete counterparts due to the physical demands of training. Alcohol affects absorption and utilization of many nutrients in our body, and excessive alcohol intake can reduce the intestine's ability to absorb nutrients such as vitamin B12, thiamine, and folate. Additionally, liver cells can become inefficient of activating vitamin D, and metabolism of alcohol can destroy vitamin B6. Nutritional deficiencies also present many different problems to athletes that can have serious health and performance application. In addition to that, long term misuse of alcohol is associated with a higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease, liver disease, and cancer. It can also compromise the immune system and increase susceptibility to illness. And overall, the effect of alcohol vary dramatically from person to person for many different contributing factors. Aging of it is associated with the decline of health and performances in any physical activities. We all know that in sport, aging defines a kind of parabola in which the competitor rises to peak performances, usually somewhere between late teens, early 30s, then proceeds to a downward curve to the point of where he or she can no longer perform at a competitive level. Degenerative changes guarantee that a sports performer cannot endure past a certain age. Aging increases the probability that a competitor will lose of more frequency and more emphatically as his or her skill degrades, the types of cells die. So this is one of the big reasons we see declines in aerobic or endurance kind of exercise, athletic performance with age that is our body cannot use oxygen as effectively. Aggressiveness, aggression in sport. In sport, aggressiveness is typically uploaded and carries a positive connotation, unlike actual aggression, which is directed towards damaging others. Aggressiveness is expressing assertive, forceful, offensive, and dominant tendencies. A person with aggressiveness relentlessly pursues goal but without necessarily engaging in intentional harmful behavior. According to Barron and Richardson, 1994, aggression is simply defined as any form of behavior directed toward the goal of harming or injuring another life being who is motivated to avoid such treatment.